Halea Hawa. Halea Hawa. Much love, family. Much ha. Well, it's a good thing that we have perspective, and that we also have a dragon's fly's perspective. You see, when you're only talking dragons, this picture takes on a whole different meaning. What are we talking about? Talking about being hijack free. But we're also talking about, in its base forms, symbolisms and what you see, and do you see clearly? This picture here is can be summed up in one word, which is adversity. We all go through something. We're all going through. But no matter what that something is, it's always and will simply be adversity. And you don't get adversity without an adversary. You dig? But then again, you gotta ask yourself, who are you rocking with? And it really depends upon how much 440 frequency you in comparison to 432. And not everybody's in 432. But that's okay. That is okay. We don't need them to be in 432. See, that's the beauty about being in 432. You don't have to, you don't need others to validate you being in 432. So, I'm trying to do my best to put this together and remain cool. But I'm also going to try to put this together to hopefully increase this listenability. Alright? Behind the scenes, there's a lot going on, and I'm not going to name no names. But one brother came to me and asked me, Irv, vibe up, suit up, and choose up. And I'm gonna rock with that in every shape, fashion, and form. But to make sure that I use my reason over my passion, I gotta make sure that I present myself in a noble way, as it were. Because we are only talking about dragons. So, we're going to go ahead and deal with adversity today. And in dealing with adversity, we're going to try to stay positive. Alright? I want to stay, I want to make sure I'm staying in the right frequency. Because you can always tell when a person's out of frequency is when they move by passion instead of moving by reason. You dig it? You see, it's a natural knee-jerk reaction is what they call it, when you do things out of passion instead of reason. So let's get into it, because I want to get back to the tribe and continue to vibe up and have a good time tonight. So if y'all don't mind, let's get right into it. Now I know that we got to go ahead and take care of and do the usual suspects. Mataha. Bam. Up and running. Commander, we are fully operational. Fully operational. And that's what's important. Oh, yeah. Woohoo. That's right. Fully operational. Alrighty, so let's get into it. We're talking about adversity. And the first thing we want to do here is understand the perspective of diversity from as Hawa speaks to us. You dig it? So, let's get it from the top like it's the first time, and I hope y'all enjoy this, because I want to do this again, not in a nasty way, because I don't want to do this out of passion on Hawa. I want to do this with reason. Let's get to it. Oh, before we start, alright, real quick, hold on. I'm gonna put y'all on a brief second. I want to see if the Lady Dracons in the dragon lair there got some clothes on. Just can't be hopping into the dressing room. Hold on one second. Let's see if I got some permissions here. Alright, sorry about that, we back. The ladies are not dressed in the dragon's lair at this point in time, so they have to put their scales on. Alright, so we're talking about adversity. So when we talk about adversity and we look at the man in the mirror, one of the first verses that should come up, actually there should be three. Most people only think of one, but there's actually three. So the first verse we're going to get with comes from our king, your king, King Solomon. Let's dig it. Proverbs 24, 16 through 18. For a just man falleth 7 times and rises up again, but the wicked shall fall into mischief. Rejoice not when thine enemy falleth, and let not thine heart be glad when he stumbles, lest Hawa sees it, and it displeases him, and it displeases Hawa, and he turn away his wrath from him, thine enemy. You get it? Alright, so real quick on the base on the foundation here. A just man falleth 7 times and rises up again, but the wicked shall fall into mischief. Now if you notice that the very next line it says, rejoice not when thy enemy falls or falleth, and let not thine heart be glad when he stumbleth. Now, this isn't after the fact. This is in the fact, in the moment. Okay? You see, the enemy in question, your enemy in question is simply, your enemy in question is simply a just man that's fallen 7 times, but he rises up not again. You see? there was at some point between, I don't know, 2002 and 2015, where, a man was just 7 times over, through and through. But, that man lived off that just until that just ran out. And see, that water that was a river is now just a trickle. And see, when a man refuses to rise up again, they do what? They cause mischief. And now they're deemed what? Wicked. Okay? But let us remember the next verse. Lest Hawa sees it, and it displeases him. Hawa. And he turn away his wrath from him being thy enemy. This is the catch-22, as it were. But why is there a catch-22? You see, as long as you, as a just man, rise up, stand up, Hebrew, Hawa got your back. But when you rise up from thine enemy, who is now wicked and fell into mischief, all you gotta do is rise up, and that way, and the Lord will handle it. But if you don't, if you rejoice not when thy enemies fallen, if you do rejoice, then Hawa will stay his hand. Okay? Now, I had to learn this from my mama. What this meant. So, much ado to our sisters out there, our mothers, and the lady dragons on the wall. Real talk. Because without her, I wouldn't be able to go over this real quick. Now, we're going to get into the Psalms. Let's get into the Psalms. I didn't know it was crooked. My bad, y'all. My apologies for the camera work. It's horrible today. Alright, I'm just trying to get this done. Alright, but let's get into it. Psalms 1. Now, this is from the words of King David. Okay? This is why the proverb is so important, but you gotta have perspective. Nature over normalcy, and, reason over passion. Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the way of sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful. But his delight is in the law of Allah, and in his law does he meditate day and night. And he shall be like a tree planted by the rivers of water, that bringeth forth his fruit in his season. His leaf also shall not wither, and whatsoever he doeth shall prosper. The ungodly are not so, but they are like chaff which the wind driveth away. Therefore the ungodly shall not stand in judgment, nor sinners in the congregation of the righteous. For knows the way of the righteous, but the way of the ungodly shall perish. Okay? This is probably one of my one of my favorite Psalms. But one of my favorite scriptures in the Bible. This Psalms 1 is all about staying in your lane. And that's a two-way street. Because there's a righteous way of staying in your lane, and there's a unrighteous way of staying in your lane. We call that, I don't know, ungodly. We look, scornful. Things that we've all recently understand and gone through, and you know what I'm talking about. Y'all know what I'm saying. But heard about. But as it were, forget the hijack. Let's focus on us. Let's tribe up. Okay? Tribe up. Now, we're going to be firm, fixed, and immovable. And we'll go to the next psalm that goes with this here. Okay? So we got that here, but we also get this here. And this here is how you do it. Psalm 70. Make haste, O God, O Hawa, O power, to deliver me. Make haste to help me, O Hawa. Let them be ashamed and confounded that seek after my soul. Let them be turned backward and put to confusion that desire my hurt. Let them be turned back for a reward of their shame that says, aha, aha. Or strike 3, I guess. Let all those that seek thee rejoice and be glad in thee. And let such as love thy salvation say continually, let Hawa be magnified. But I am poor and needy. But I am poor and needy. But I am poor and needy. Make haste unto me, O Hawa. Thou art my help and my deliverer. O Hawa, make no tarrying. That's through the scriptures, how you handle adversity. Now for the fun stuff. Alright, so we had to do our homework. We actually looked this stuff up. Alright, so we looked up adversity. Alrighty? In etymology, we have adversity. There's 3. Aww. Lady Dragons. That's adorable. I don't care what nobody say. That is adorable. Alrighty. So we have adversity, hang in, survivor, calamity, right? Stour, stress, humor. Okay? Now, I want you to focus on 2 things here. Adversity. Click on it real quick. We have adversity. Since the 1200s, adversity, condition of misfortune, hardship, difficulty, distress. From Old French, adversité, adversity. Modern French, adversité, adversity, calamity, misfortune, hostility, wickedness, malice. From the Latin, it's opposition, turn against, hostile. See, when we go back to here, let's get it. The proverb, right? Rejoice not when thine enemies falleth, and let not thine heart be glad when they stumble. And that's why. Because they are turned hostile against you. They are now in opposition. But remember, they used to be just. They just refused to choose up. Right? It's only a condition of misfortune, and you can change your condition of misfortune, but certain people, when they become so butthurt that they become blinded by it and don't realize that they can change their condition of misfortune, because we're only talking dragons, and when we talking dragons, misfortune, if I was to translate it, would pretty much means miss monies, because that's really what you're talking about, right? When your butt hurt, you complain about monies. But we're not here to focus on adversity. I just thought it was interesting when we actually look up the survivor, because see, we want to vibe up, so we want to look about. So we really want to focus on the just man. The just man is a survivor. Now rock this and ride this wave with me, y'all. Check out survivor. It's a noun. Okay? Survivor. Early 15th century in the legal sense of one who outlives another. Agent noun from survive, meaning one who has a knack for pulling through adversity. So a survivor is one who has a knack for pulling through adversity. Let's get it back. Adversity. Condition of misfortune. See, when you get through adversity, you survive the condition of misfortune, hardship, hijack, difficulty, distress, threats, maybe. I think threats is in there because that's hostility, wickedness, malice. So, oh, by the way, wickedness, right? Adversity. So for those that are well studied, preeminent in their field, just want to be clear, like a dragon, wicked. For the just man falleth 7 times and rise up again, but the wicked shall fall into mischief. So we are talking about adversity. Okay? Alright, so let's go back. So we want to vibe up, right? Choose up village. We want to vibe up. Go back to survivor. Wow. Now, when you look at it, survivor comes from the word survive. Okay? Survivor. Meaning one who has a knack for pulling through adversity. And did y'all know, because I did not know this, and if the recon team can look into it, can somebody tell me what is survivor syndrome, which is first recorded in 1968? I'm going to look that up later. I just don't have time for it right now. Oh, wow. Alright, so let's dig on it, right? So, go to survivor. Survivor takes you to survive, right? Mid-15th century, implied in surviving, to outlive, continue in existence after the death of another. Okay? You see, let's go back. See, when you choose up and you don't, and you rejoice not when thy enemy falls, and Hawa can go ahead and not turn away his wrath. Let's get it back. You, as a just man, becomes a survivor. Right? Right? You have a continued existence after the death of who? Another. Okay? Now, interestingly enough, in the Latin, it means live beyond, live longer than. From super, meaning over, beyond. See, super. And then from Hawa, vivere, to live. Okay? With the pi root, to live. You see, after all the hijack, all the jam of Joneses, you know, it's been said before, and it's been said 100 times, you know? We're never going to stop dropping that drop. We'll never stop. Drop Nation. Let's get it back. Now, here's where it gets fun. Okay? Alrighty. So, you have this root, which means to live. And then the spark happened. Let's dig on it. This root word here, star G W E I dash. Okay? Now, this is the Proto-Indo-European root meaning to live. Meaning that this word here is Proto-Indigenous, Indian. In other words, this here is hijack free, baby. Now dig it. It means to live. Now I wonder how you pronounce this. Let's dig on it. Now, in this etymology, look at all these words dealing with this here. Abiogenesis, aerobic, amphibian, anaerobic, azoic, azotema, biography. This here, people, is Hawa. You see, let's go back. To survive. Live beyond, live longer than. One who, outlives another. And as a matter of fact, super live, right? Okay, so, survivor. To live. Now let's dig on it, because we got some people maybe new to the classroom, so I did do some etymology on it. Etymology, Hawaii. Eve comes up. Hawaii comes up. And you comes up. Right? Interesting. Because, I've heard certain things. But when I do the etymology, sounds like Hawaii brings me to Eve. So I said, okay, all right, we can dig on that, right? Let's dig on it. Eve, right? Eve, feminine proper name, biblical first woman, late Latin from Hebrew, Semitic, Hawa, literally a living being. From base, Hawa, he lived. Right? Now, take it back. Let's look at this again. Look at all these words, and let's really bake y'all noodle, right? Where was it? So we got biome, bionics, biopsy, biota, biotic, cenobite, epizoom. Okay, but look at this, macrobiotic, right? And then it has microbe, Mesoic, Mesoamerican, you know what I'm saying? Protozoa, quicken, quicksand, quicksilver, bang, body bag for the illusion, right? Wow, quicksilver. All right, I because this is supposed to be a short one, I'm not going. Y'all feel me. Now, if you notice, the only thing in here that actually has a translation for the word in here is quiver, to tremble. Just notice that, okay? But look what Hawa also means: revive, survive, right? Symbiosis, viper. Come on, man, viper. vitamins, zodiac, dig on it. Zoology. This is all about Hawaii, right? So, just so that y'all don't think I'm tripping. Let's again, this root, Hawaii, okay? Hawaii takes you to Eve. In the etymology, Hawaii takes you to Eve, okay? Meaning a living being. He lived, okay? Alright, so let's get back on that. I just want that clarity, right? So, since we're only talking about dragons, check this out. Hawaii, the root, the Proto-Indo-European root, meaning to live, Hawaii, we get viper. And look what else we get. We get a wyvern. Alright, let's go to viper. Viper. Early 15th century, from Middle French vipère, earlier in English as vipera, in the 1200s, directly from Latin vipera, meaning viper, snake, serpent, contraction of vipera from vivus, alive, living, from the Pi root Hawa, to live. Plus pare, bring forth, bear, okay? From the Pi root of pierre, or pair, to produce, bring forth, okay? In common with many snake species in cooler climates, in most cases the viper's eggs are kept inside the mother until hatching, okay? Viper. Now, pretty interesting stuff.